Hey, good morning, good evening, good afternoon to everybody here. My name is Jacob. I am so excited to be here today. I'm sorry I was a little late, just sorting out some tech stuff, but it is so good to be here. It looks like we have Joshua in the chat, Umacorn in the chat. Great to see you all. My name is Jacob, and I run a production company. Let me pull up my slide. This is me. Hi, I'm Jacob. And I own a full-service video production company based in San Jose, California. Coincidentally, that's also where Adobe's headquarters are. I create YouTube videos, wedding videos, real estate videos, corporate videos, live streams, podcasts, everything you can imagine. And today, on the 30 minutes that I have with you guys, we're going to be fixing bad audio with Adobe Premiere Pro Beta. So if you have never used Adobe Premiere Pro Beta before, it's pretty easy to set up. I just wanted to show real quick before we get started. If you go and search for your Creative Cloud, if you go to Beta Apps, you'll see all the options to install them right here. So you can download and open right here. So I went ahead and saved time and set up the project that I was going to be working on today. Essentially, there's been a product for a long time, maybe a year or so, on Adobe's website called Adobe Podcast, and it's this great tool that fixes bad audio. And so if you Google it, it's just a web browser sort of application, and you were able to import audio, say bad audio, and Adobe would generate a new sort of fixed version for you. And it was like the best tool ever. I mean, a lot of creatives that I was talking to, like, we were all using it constantly because it was just solving that problem that we've dealt with since the dawn of video production of, if you don't record audio good while you're shooting, it's gonna sound bad, right? There's not really much you can do in post to fix it until now. So with this new tool, you are able to fix audio. And it's built into Adobe Premiere Pro Beta now. And it's pretty incredible. And so if you go into your panel and go into audio, you're gonna get you're able to select it by going to dialogue and enhance. And when you enhance speech, you are able to basically, you used to be able to not adjust the mix amount, and now you can. And so just for some context, I put up a bunch of different situations of different reasons why you need to fix bad audio. So one of these was actually a client that reached out to me that they hired an AV team to record their, it was sort of a conference, and they had an AV team for like 2 days record all of this video. And apparently the lavalier mics weren't working. And the lavalier mics, just so you don't know, I actually have one right here. I'll switch the camera real quick. Lavalier mics are their wireless microphones that can clip on to you, right? And so that's one way to get a lot better audio. And just for context, I use their Sennheiser mics, and I have a camera right here. This is the receiver for those mics. And so they're wireless, and they're great because they sit right on top of your camera, and they do the job perfectly. But they didn't do the job perfectly in this instance because I had a client reaching out to me saying, hey, my AV team screwed up, and we didn't get any audio for the 2 days, 8 hours of shooting we got. And so the audio sounds like this.
Specific question later, but I'm not going to make a slide for him. But we've researched what Jan LeCun said.
And it gets even worse. They have like two people speaking, and I can make it bigger.
And I'm very confident, and so I think I have a pretty clear insight where this whole industry is going to go.
So very clearly horrible audio. And this client that reached out to me was like, hey, like, can we salvage this? And I said, you know what? I actually think we can. And before I said confidently that we can, I had them send me the footage. So that way I could assess and use Adobe's dialogue tool, enhanced speech tool, to see if it was fixable. And you know, I haven't gone through every single clip yet because this is still a work in progress. And so I kind of just wanted to do it live here and see how much of a difference Adobe's enhanced speech tool really will make in fixing this audio up. So I'm going to go ahead and play it right now.
But those are the two things. We did long research, which no normal VC would fund, so we did it self-funded. And then the last 2 years we...
Wow. So there was literally people like unzipping backpacks, opening things up, and you can tell it was on camera audio because it sounds so far away. And so, you know, I really haven't even played with this exact clip yet, so I'm curious how it'll sound. And so I used the C tool to basically create a cut, and then I'm going to unlink by going Command or Control L to unlink the sequence. And because I don't want to kind of be rendering this like 15-30 minute clip, I made like I'm going to make little micro cuts so that way we can tell the difference between what is being what's been enhanced and what hasn't been enhanced yet.
Build AI technologies from it. The last 2 years, we've kind of flipped it completely. Now we're almost doing almost all AI work. We've taken all the stuff we learned from the brain.
Okay, this is some of the worst audio ever. So I'm really curious what it'll do. We're really throwing a bone right now. Reverb Mike says Mike's not connected to the camera. Yeah. Paco says, yikes, nightmare fuel. Yes, and I do love the AVX mics. You can quote me on it. They're great mics. We're going to hit enhance. We're going to see what it does. Okay. So right now we're at the mix amount of 7. I'm going to go up just a little bit higher since this is pretty bad audio. Honestly, let's go to 8.5. And I actually just saw on the waveform it shrunk a little bit. So we're going to play the before, the after, and then the before again.
Mostly doing neuroscience research with the idea that we would take that research and build AI technologies from it. The last 2 years, the great conflict.
So you can tell this audio might be a little too far gone. So this example might not actually work. So let's bring down the mix amount a little bit. And so that way, just a little bit more salvageable.
Like you think now almost doing almost all AI work. We've taken all the stuff we learned from the brain, just a lot. And then we've been applying to machine learning techniques. We started doing this.
Okay, so as you can see, I think this clip is actually too far gone. But this one, I think there was almost too much background noise, and which is honestly a really good learning lesson. And if you think that these tools will save you later on, it might be good to just realize what environment you are in. So let's go ahead and try this guy. He's really low. Let's make 2 cuts. I'm gonna hit enhance. Because he's so low, we might even need to add in a pass filter. We're gonna let this load first. I'm just gonna bring the audio up a little bit.
It's our company. So I can like balance everything. I think I'm Superman. What?
Wow, it's not working for me today.
So which of these is most...
Okay. I think this example may be a little too far gone.
Third scenario I call...
There we go. Okay. So as you can see, the levels over here at the end of his speech were a little bit lower, and I think it just wasn't going to work. So I'm going to play this as an example. We really are doing this live. I almost didn't want to test these things because I wanted it to be a surprise to see what these things can handle, what it can't.
Maximizing every person's outcome. I found myself thinking this sounds a lot like a WeWork mission statement. And I almost inserted a joke here, but I don't think that I...
Okay, let's give it another shot. Okay, we're at 7.
And I almost inserted a joke here, but I don't think that, I think that Mark was genuine in his article, and I don't think he deserves to be. It's not that different than, what we see now.
Okay, one last try. You can hear it sounds a little bit robotic, and that's not really what we're going for.
Chairs and with a screen in front of their face. It's not that different than, what we see now. Sit in these floating chairs and with a screen in front of
Enhance.
their face. It's not that different than, what we see.
Oh.
People are out of shape and just sit in these floating chairs and with a screen in front of their face. It's not that different than, what we see.
Yeah. We are having a little bit of trouble with the Premiere thing. So I threw it the hardest bone we could before. And what's hilarious is I can actually pull up an example later. I was able to fix this audio. I'm not sure why it's not working right now. This specific guy, I made his audio sound good, but we're gonna go into another example because I'm getting a bit defeated in this right now. So I have some security camera footage. I make YouTube videos with my friend Andrew, and we shot a scene on like a security camera. And so just to play devil's advocate, we actually had the audio rolling. But I wanted to see what if we could pick up security camera audio and fix it in Adobe Premiere. So
we're rigging up the house right now with cameras so that we can like inconspicuously film the entire night.
Okay. That was a little sort of prank that we were pulling. I'm going to hit dialogue. I'm going to hit enhance. And if this doesn't work this time, my faith. Okay.
All right, so we're rigging up the house right now with cameras so that.
Okay, sounds a little bit better. Let's bring it up and see if it gets a little distorted. You can hear how much it's peaking.
All right, so we're rigging up the house right now with cameras so that we can like inconspicuous.
Oh wow. Okay, yeah. So it's working. Yay! Finally. Let's bring it up a little bit higher. See what the difference is. So this is before, and you'll see this little cut right here is after.
Now let this have audio, right?
Okay.
All right, so we're rigging up the house right now with cameras so that we can like inconspicuously film the entire night. And this is the most inconspicuous thing.
Yeah, and so what it's essentially doing too is it's taking out that background noise. You'll hear like this kind of like fuzz, like.
Actually, now let this have audio, right?
And then it just dipped down completely. And so one of the things that you might want to be conscious of with this tool, because it is in beta, it's still new, which is why we're still seeing some issues here. But what you really want to look for is maybe adding a sense of room tone under these quiet parts, because you really don't want to have too much silence, like dead silence like this. And so when you are recording, you can actually say you're recording an interview. You can finish recording that interview and then leave about 10 seconds of just the room sound that you can use later in your edit. And so that's if you're thinking ahead with audio. Obviously, when you're in run and gun situations, you're not going to do that. But I just wanted to make it known that there are ways to kind of fix how silent that is. And there are ways in Premiere to fix how silent that is. All you have to do is adjust how much enhance you really want. So I made another cut here where it was silent, and I'm going to drag this down a little bit. So around 4.
All right, so we're rigging up the house right now.
And then we could add a crossfade in there and make it good. I do want to add, I want to show. So I recorded a 4-camera track also for a YouTube video we were working on. And it's, recorded a 4-camera track audio. And essentially there was Andrew, who is mic'd up right here, and everyone else just had a Rode mic, just an on-camera audio for their things. CJ's asking, what if you boost the audio levels before you apply the Adobe Enhanced feature? I would like to try that again because I have in the past had that clip work before, so I'm not really sure why it wasn't working. But I wanted to show, just wanted to play some audio here. So here's Andrew.
Figure this out.
So I'm going to silence this. I'm going to solo this. This is Andrew's audio.
What is your conclusion?
Okay. That's the person not mic'd up.
When you're ready to wrap it up and like.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Tell him.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
So you can see the stark difference in two different audios. So what I wanted to do is go ahead and scroll down to this other audio channel. Bring this up. And I wanted to check out, what if we got this question? What if we were able to get the question where they weren't mic'd up with the audio enhance, and then cut back to the normal audio for what we needed here? So I'm going to disable Command-Shift-E this clip, because this is the mic audio, and this is the on-camera audio. So let's just listen to it.
At game night when you're ready to wrap it up and like.
Okay, so you can hear there's like.
What is your conclusion at game night when you're ready to wrap it up and.
Okay, we are going to go into enhance. We are going to see if we can fix this audio.
Your conclusion at game night when you're ready to wrap it up and.
I'm trying to figure this out.
And then I'm going to disable this. I'm going to unlink, Command L. And then I'm going to Command Shift E to disable this track. And we really want these two to fade into each other. So we'll get to that later. I do want to just show how this, let's play the before.
What is your conclusion?
Okay, and after.
And at game night when you're ready to wrap it up and like.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Tell him.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Okay, so that's a great example in, say you have one person that's mic'd up in some sort of situation. You have good audio for one of the people in your video. What about all the other people? You can use the enhance feature to fix that. I would even add a crossfade. So I'm gonna drag this down. We're gonna go into editing real quick, and these are always a lifesaver in Premiere. I need to move me over. These are always a lifesaver in Premiere. So under audio transitions, crossfade, constant power. So this will help kind of level out, because it did take out so much background noise that this now suddenly sounds weird. I would honestly go even as far to add enhance to here as well. So let's go back. So I added that crossfade right in between from the on-camera audio to the lavalier microphone. And we are going to go back into audio. And I am going to make this a track 2. Enhance.
When you're ready to wrap it up and like.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Tell him.
I'm still trying to figure this out. Because I've been working on the other video all week. Like literally, this is.
Okay.
What is your conclusion at game night when you wrap it up and like.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
Tell him.
I'm still trying to figure this out.
I mean, this didn't exist to be able to fix even 6 months ago. So unless you were like the best audio engineer ever, which I am not, I am the least savvy audio engineer you could ever meet. I like to have the most simple way to fix audio. And this is a good example in being able to fix something that otherwise you would just ignore and not fix. So I'm really happy with that. I wanted to go ahead and go to just a quick other example, because we do have 5 more minutes. This was just a commercial property development that we were working on. I recorded the microphones. I'll zoom in. These microphones, I got the audio from this. ABC News was there too, but I got their audio. But just to play devil's advocate, I wanted to quickly just show what it would sound like with on-camera audio and see if we can fix it up.
this means to this area. It's telling of our history, the history of being able to grow our own agriculture, which is in the past we were.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and I unlinked this, Command L. I'm going to go into dialogue, enhance. We're going to see it work its magic. Hey there, Jack, Jesus, Coitland, Paco, Robert, Reverb Mike. Thank you all. Let's see what it came up with.
What this means to this area. It's telling of our history, the history of being able to grow our own.
I mean, that's usable. I mean, we can bring it up even more and see how much of a difference it makes.
What this means to this area. It's telling of our history, the history of being able to
Let's bring it up even more.
Grow our own agriculture, which is in the past we were.
Okay, so now it's sounding a little distorted. I'm going to bring it down to 8.5. That's kind of the sweet spot, it seems like.
What this means to this area. It's telling of our history, the history of being able to grow our own agriculture, which is in the past we were.
Wow. Okay, I'm like, so I didn't try any of these beforehand because I really just wanted to get a natural reaction. And that's crazy. I mean, you essentially could have missed hitting record on the actual microphone, and I could send this to a client and they wouldn't most likely notice a difference. That's crazy. We're going to go to another example. When I was at Adobe Max, they have like this, it's Adobe Max is the Adobe conference, and part of it, they have this thing called Adobe Sneaks, where they unveil some new things that they're working on. I wanted to try and audio enhance some of their recordings of what they were talking about real quick.
So I cropped the video and kept this one. It looks good, but it is too small. When I naively scaled it up.
Let's see if we can do it real quick. Dialogue. Enhance. It's like Inception, where they're teasing new features while we're doing this.
So I cropped the video and kept this one. It looks good.
We're gonna bring it down a little bit.
Too small. When I naively scaled it up.
So it did remove some background noise.
And kept this one. It looks good, but it is too small. When I naively scaled it up.
Okay. Cool. I think overall, my favorite part is that you can save when you do have clear on-camera audio. You can save it if you forget a lav or something like that. You always need to have like another reason. I always recommend something like this as a backup. This is a little $97 Sony voice recorder mic. This thing saves lives. So you don't even have to deal with things sometimes. You can use that, and it's cheaper than any sort of lav, things like that. And something like that, you can record and sync up later to make sure that you have good audio while you're, say, in a pinch. You need someone that isn't mic'd up. They need to have a mic. You throw audio enhance on one of those things, and that's something we didn't get into. You throw audio enhance onto one of those, and it sounds amazing. And so other than that, that's it for today. Thank you everyone for coming on. Reverb Mike, Joshua, Robert, Jack, Jesus, Paco. Thank you all. And I look forward. Have a great rest of your day. And I will see you guys real soon. Take care.